Remember those endless Saturday mornings when you'd huddle in front of a clunky TV, cereal in hand, and get lost in wild animated adventures? The 1990s gave us some of the most imaginative, out-of-this-world cartoons that once ruled our screens, but many have since faded into obscurity. Today, we're taking a deep dive into 15 forgotten cartoons from that unforgettable decade. We're talking about shows that brought you fierce biker mice battling aliens, futuristic detectives on high-tech missions, shape-shifting heroes, and even anthropomorphic creatures with bigger-than-life personalities. These series were bold, quirky, and sometimes downright bizarre. Yet they sparked our imaginations and defined a generation. So, sit back, relax, and join me on this nostalgic journey as we relive the magic, the misadventures, and the sheer creative genius of 90s animation. Get ready to remember those hidden gems that once made our childhoods extraordinary. First, Biker Mice from Mars. In the early 90s, Biker Mice from Mars roared onto our TV screens, presenting a wild blend of science fiction and high-octane motorcycle action. The show followed three anthropomorphic mice fleeing a doomed Mars, landing on Earth to fight evil forces, often in a leather-jacketed, rebellious style that defined 90s cool. We'd watch in awe as these furry heroes revved their engines and battled intergalactic foes, their adventures punctuated by catchy theme music and dramatic voiceovers. Beyond the thrill of the chase, the series captured a unique spirit of the decade, a mix of pulp adventure, quirky humor, and a touch of retrofuturism that resonated with a generation raised on video games and rock and roll. Did you ever imagine yourself riding along with those mice, helmet in hand, dreaming of outsmarting villains on your own bike? Second SWAT Cats, The Radical Squadron. SWAT Cats was a high-flying animated series that introduced us to a pair of vigilante pilots in a dystopian future, cruising the skies in their modified jet. With intense action sequences, sleek design, and a dash of attitude, the show combined edgy storytelling with futuristic technology. The SWAT Cats embodied the rebellious spirit of the 90s. They weren't just heroes. They were cool renegades who used high-speed chopper battles and daring rescues to save their city. The gritty animation style, complete with explosive special effects and dramatic music, set the tone for a generation that craved adrenaline and escapism. Do you remember gathering around the TV, heart-pounding, as the SWAT Cats soared through a storm of laser fire, daring you to join their radical mission? 3. Bucky O'Hare and the Toad Wars. Bucky O'Hare and the Toad Wars was an offbeat cartoon series that mixed sci-fi action with quirky humor. Centered on a green, wisecracking rabbit named Bucky O'Hare, the show chronicled his adventures battling the sinister Toad Empire. The characters were vivid, the settings bizarre, and the storyline full of unexpected twists, perfectly mirroring the experimental spirit of the 90s. While its animation style might seem rough by today's standards, the show's unique charm lay in its imaginative universe, where every battle and witty one-liner left us laughing and cheering. Were you one of the kids who proudly declared Bucky as your hero? And did you ever mimic his witty retorts during schoolyard debates? 4. Samurai Pizza Cats. In a delightful twist on traditional anime, Samurai Pizza Cats served up a heaping dose of humor, adventure, and pure absurdity. Set in a futuristic Tokyo where pizza delivery meets samurai honor, the series followed a trio of feline heroes clad in samurai armor, battling bizarre villains and delivering pizza with a side of slapstick comedy. Its zany dialogue, over-the-top action, and brilliant parody of classic samurai tropes made it a cult favorite, even if it wasn't always taken seriously by network executives. The quirky animation and infectious energy captured our imaginations, even as we giggled at the ridiculous puns and sight gags. Do you remember laughing until you cried at the antics of these pizza-delivering warriors and imagining yourself wielding a samurai sword in pursuit of the perfect slice. 5. Widget the World Watcher. Widget the World Watcher was a lesser-known animated series that introduced us to a quirky hero with a peculiar mission: to monitor and protect the natural world from bizarre, otherworldly threats. With a colorful cast of characters and imaginative storylines, Widget's adventures combined environmental themes with surreal sci-fi elements. The show was filled with bright, swirling animation and a playful soundtrack that set a whimsical yet urgent tone. For many, Widget represented an early lesson in the balance between technology and nature, a message that resonates even today. Did you ever feel inspired by Widget's determination to safeguard our planet, even as his adventures made you question what was real and what was pure fantasy? If you're loving this deep dive into 90s cartoon nostalgia, please hit that like button and subscribe for more retro throwbacks and hidden gems from our childhood. 6. Freakazoid. Freakazoid was one of the quirkiest cartoons of the 90s, a madcap mix of superhero antics, surreal humor, and unpredictable cutaways that often left viewers in stitches. The show starred Freakazoid, an eccentric superhero whose offbeat adventures defied logic and embraced absurdity at every turn. From breaking the fourth wall to bizarre time travel episodes, Freakazoid was a roller coaster of unexpected twists and pop culture parodies. Though its style was chaotic, it captured a certain countercultural vibe, offering a refreshing alternative to more traditional animated series of the time. Were you the one who couldn't stop laughing at Freakazoid's zany antics? Or did you find yourself trying to decode the hidden jokes in every episode? 7. Jonny Quest: The Real Adventures. A reboot of the classic 1960s series, Jonny Quest. The Real Adventures brought a darker, more sophisticated tone to the adventures of a teenage explorer. With cutting-edge animation and a more mature storyline, the series delved into high-stakes espionage, futuristic technology, and global conspiracies. Although it strayed from the original's campy charm, it resonated with a generation ready for edgier content. Its blend of mystery, action, and occasional philosophical musings made it a standout, even if it only lasted for one season. Did you ever watch Jonny Quest with wide eyes, imagining yourself uncovering secret plots and solving mysteries around every corner? 8. The Bots Master. The Bots Master was an inventive series that explored a future where robots and humans coexisted, but not always peacefully. The show centered around a young hero who led a team of high-tech robots against a villainous force bent on world domination. Its imaginative designs, complex storylines, and futuristic themes captured the essence of 90s sci-fi. While the animation sometimes struggled to keep up with its ambitious ideas, the series was celebrated for its originality and daring narrative twists. Did you ever wish you could command your very own team of robots, just like the hero in The Bots Master, to protect your neighborhood from imaginary foes? 9. Double Dragon. Based on the popular video game, Double Dragon brought arcade action to the small screen. The series followed martial arts masters as they battled a host of enemies in gritty urban settings. With high-flying kicks, dynamic fight scenes, and a storyline that mirrored the arcade intensity, the show was a hit among kids craving excitement. However, the rough-edged animation and simplistic plots meant it never transcended its niche, fading into obscurity as newer, flashier cartoons emerged. Do you remember practicing your best martial arts moves inspired by the epic battles of Double Dragon? 10th Street Sharks. Street Sharks transformed the idea of cartoon heroes into a bizarre underwater adventure. Anthropomorphic sharks with a taste for justice battled their way through crime-infested waters and on land, armed with sharp teeth and even sharper attitudes. The series was a blend of adventure and camp, with its over-the-top characters and pun-filled dialogue capturing the wild spirit of the 90s. Even though it may have been a bit too outlandish for some, Its cult following remains strong among those who grew up with its visceral charm. Were you one of the kids who imagined transforming into a street shark to patrol the neighborhood? Or did you prefer a more conventional hero? 11th Extreme Dinosaurs. Extreme Dinosaurs took the fascination with prehistoric creatures and combined it with futuristic technology. In a world where dinosaurs evolved to become advanced beings, this cartoon delivered explosive action, intense battles, and a surprising amount of humor. Its daring concept and vibrant animation offered a unique twist on the dinosaur genre, though it never quite achieved mainstream success. The series left a lasting impression on those who watched it, fueling imaginations with visions of a world where T-Rexes wielded laser guns and velociraptors had secret lairs. Did you ever dream of having your own pet dino that could outrun a car? Or was the idea too wild even for your adventurous imagination? 12th, Sonic the Hedgehog, 1993. The Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon captured the high-speed adventures of Sega's Blue mascot like never before. With dynamic animation, snappy dialogue, and a rockin' soundtrack, it brought the excitement of video games into animated form. Sonic, along with his pals, zipped through levels that looked like vibrant video game worlds, battling Dr. Robotnik's mechanical minions in a rush of adrenaline and neon colors. Though it was a favorite for many 90s kids, the series eventually faded from the mainstream as gaming evolved. Yet, the memory of Sonic's supersonic speed still makes us smile. Did you ever imagine yourself dashing at lightning speed, collecting rings and outsmarting villains, just like Sonic? 13th Beast Wars, Transformers. A groundbreaking take on the Transformers franchise, Beast Wars reimagined the classic battle between Autobots and Decepticons in a wild, animalistic form. Robots transformed into ferocious creatures like lions, tigers, and gorillas, battling for survival in a prehistoric, futuristic setting. The show was celebrated for its pioneering CGI, blending 3D animation with traditional storytelling, a bold leap for its time. Its rich narrative and complex character arcs made it a memorable series, even if its fan base has since become more niche. Did you ever root for your favorite transforming beast, wishing you could join their epic battles? 14th Bump in the Night. Bump in the Night was a stop-motion animated series that offered a spooky, offbeat take on bedtime. Centered around quirky, shadowy characters that inhabited the nighttime world, this series combined humor with a touch of horror, making it both amusing and eerie. Its unique animation style and strange, memorable characters left an impression on those who watched it after dark. The blend of comedy and creepiness perfectly encapsulated a time when even nightmares could be fun. Do you remember the thrill of watching Bump in the Night, where every creak of the floorboards seemed to hint at something mysterious? 15th Dragonflies. Dragonflies transported us to a post-apocalyptic future where giant, ancient dragonflies ruled the skies and humans fought for survival in a fractured world. The series combined elements of fantasy and science fiction, creating a visually stunning and emotionally charged narrative. With its vibrant animation and innovative storytelling, Dragonflies captured the essence of 90s experimental cartoons. Despite its ambitious premise and engaging characters, it struggled to find a lasting audience and eventually faded from the airwaves. Did you ever imagine soaring through the skies on the back of a giant dragonfly, fighting to reclaim a lost world? From the wild races of biker mice to the eerie adventures of Phantom 2040 and the interstellar conflicts of Exo Squad, the 1990s gifted us a myriad of cartoons that dared to be different. Though many of these shows have faded from prime time, their legacy lives on in our memories. Each episode a snapshot of a time when creativity knew no bounds. What about you? Which of these forgotten cartoons brings back the strongest memories of your childhood? Drop your stories in the comments below, and let's celebrate these hidden gems together.